in the mood to make something because for today's DIY December video, I am going to show you how you can customize your mugs. So this one right here says I Heart Coffee on it, but you can write whatever you want. You can draw on these. They're super easy to make. All you need is a Sharpie marker and a mug. So it's a really great budget gift idea, but you can also make these for yourself. But you do have to make sure that you follow the instructions very carefully because these are easy to make, but they're also easy to mess up. So there are some specific steps that you need to follow, but I'm going to be showing you how to create this, and it's permanent, dishwasher safe. It's not going to wash off as long as you follow all of the tips and instructions. Let's go ahead and get started. You're going to need a mug, and I got this one from Target, and I'd recommend going with a cheaper mug rather than a more expensive one, because if you get a more expensive mug, it's going to have a nicer glaze on it, and when you put this into the oven, you actually want a glaze that isn't so great so your design stays sealed onto the mug. So I would go with something that's definitely on the cheaper end. So this was like a $3 mug at Target. And then I have some white vinegar, but you can also use acetone. Make sure it's pure acetone. You don't want a nail polish remover with like a moisturizer in it. Or you can also use rubbing alcohol. And then I just have a cotton pad here and of course a Sharpie. And I would recommend sticking with a black Sharpie if you're using the Sharpie brand, because if you try to use like red, it's going to turn a weird yellowy orange color once you bake it in the oven. So stick with black or go with a marker brand that's not going to fade when you put it in the oven. I'm just starting off by getting a little bit of the vinegar onto this cotton pad, and I'm just going to take this and clean the surface of the mug. You're basically just wiping off any oils that may be on the mug. So after you clean this, you want to make sure that you are not touching the area that you will be drawing on with your fingers, because that is going to make the Sharpie rub off. So you do want to make sure that this stays nice and clean. So now it's just time to start drawing, and I am making sure that my handle is on this side because I'm left-handed and I want my design to be on the outside when I hold it. So it would be over here. And I apologize if my hand blocks my drawing because I am left-handed, so it's kind of blocking the camera, but I can't put it on the other side because there's just a wall here. So I have to keep it on this side. So I think I'm just gonna keep this fairly simple. And I did make a little mistake here, so you can come in with your cotton pad and erase it if you work fast enough. So I'm actually just going to erase my heart too because I want to do it over again, but you do have to erase it pretty soon after you get it down onto the mug, so you kind of have to make a quick decision whether you like it or not. And if you're working with a rounder mug, this one has a flat surface. I would recommend using like a painter's tape or something as a guide, but since this has a flat surface on it, it's a little bit easier to work on. I think I'm pretty happy with that, and it's not super perfect, but like I've said before, I just really like the quirks in handwritten things. I kind of like how that looks because it looks like it's scribbled in. So I Heart Coffee, just keeping it nice and simple, but you can also write like your favorite quote, something that's motivational, something that's cute, funny. You can make a pair of mugs, you can make one for your boyfriend. There are a ton of ideas. So this is just mine because I really like coffee and tea. You could also do I Heart Tea. You can even write something along the inner rim. You could draw like a little heart. There's an endless amount of things that you could do with this, but I just figured I'd keep it nice and simple for this demonstration. But yeah, now we can go ahead and pop this in the oven. All right, so I am putting this into my oven now, and this hasn't been preheated at all. It's totally cool inside. So what you want to do is you want to set your oven to 425 degrees. I'm going to go ahead and let it start and then I'm going to come back in 30 minutes. So it's been 30 minutes and the oven is off now, so I'm just going to open up my oven a little bit like this. I'm just gonna crack it so it can cool off. You don't want to take the mug out immediately after having it in the oven because that could make it crack. So you want to leave it in there until it's cool to the touch. So just kind of let it chill out and then come back and check on it. Okay, so I think this guy is ready. And when you're finished, your mug is basically gonna look the same as it did before you put it in the oven, but now your design is permanent, it's not gonna wash off, and you can enjoy this for years to come. By the way, I wanna show you this one because I made another one. I put one of my favorite quotes on this mug. It says, "There's something good in every day," and I think this is a great thing to put on a mug, so when I'm drinking my coffee, it just kind of reminds me that even though things may feel like they're going wrong on some days, like everything is going wrong, it's all about the little things and just remembering to pick out at least one good thing from every day to make you smile, because there's always something, no matter how terrible the day is, and that's how I get through rough days. So I think this is a great thing to have on a coffee mug. I'm sure you guys know I'm gonna ask you to send in a photo if you try this out yourself, but seriously, send me a photo on Twitter or Instagram. Use the hashtag DIYDecember because I love seeing your photos and I want to see your mugs, whether you're making one for yourself or if you're gonna make a bunch and give them away as gifts this holiday season. I love looking at your photos. It has seriously become part of my daily routine at the end of the day. I'll go on Instagram and Twitter and just look at all of them. So thank you to everybody who's been sending in photos, and I hope to see more. Other than that, I will see you guys tomorrow, and I hope you are having a fantastic day. Bye!